We're back for another edition of Less Kevin, More Tech from UTECit.com.
That's right,
Les?
That's right.
So today, normally I say I'm really excited because we got the speaker.
Yes.
But today we're going to break tradition, okay? And for those that have listened, to the 6 people that listen to our podcast, we always try to find somebody interesting and compelling to bring on.
Yes.
That's not today's show.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, so we're not going to do that today. With a little background, we just came back from ECS 2023, right?
Yep, that's right.
Big executive connection summit out there. Mike Stramalio does all the stuff, come kiss the ring, brings in all the shooters, from around the area. And who do we run into there? And we run into Doug Albrechts. And he's very jealous of our podcasting skills. So he wants to sabotage us. So he gets with the suits from Sharp and convinces Sheehan and Maruzik that we got to bring on one of their guys. So we're not going to have an interesting or compelling podcast today. It's just going to be something where we're going to try to sell shit, right?
Okay.
The suits made us come in and do this thing. So with that said, I can't even pronounce the guy's last name, daggone it. But we got brother Nicky here from Sharp.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Nick Iorfida. Yes.
Nick?
Say it again.
Iorfida. And I would be the one with the short straw, coming out of corporate Sharp. So.
No, God, no, Nick.
Happy to be here, really.
I'm excited to have you here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got you in here, and we wanted to, the intro aside, we wanted to get you in here because you're a man of many talents, right? And singular focused on
display products in general, right? So that's where I've lived for the last 40 years, and now with Sharp for the last 25. We're on the display side, professional display side. So it's pretty exciting, and it's very diverse, and that's what's kept me here in the same industry.
So with the Sharp NEC relationship, we've got an unbelievable line of display products to sell.
Super exciting, yeah.
And it was interesting because I'd heard from Les and Christine. They're like, "Hey, we got to get this guy in here. This guy's a wizard when it comes to all things displays." And I sat there, and you did this presentation with our sales team the other day, and I was, really impressed. That this guy is. Like, this guy knows his stuff.
Right,
this was really cool to hear you speak yesterday.
Well, thank you. We did cover a lot of different vertical markets and a lot of different product categories.
Yeah.
When you think about how diverse Sharp is now with LED walls, regular displays, projection, and all the diversity that brings with that towards vertical markets, that's what makes that hour pass so fast, right? Because we can talk about enterprise customers.
Was it an hour?
I
thought it was 3. I had to wake up every now and then. The clock hand wasn't moving.
We covered a lot of ground, and it was, the smiles on your salespeople's faces, because
that's because you said I'm done.
I could see the gears rolling, right? They were just thinking right along, hey, I have a customer that absolutely needs that solution.
Right.
And that's what we do on our side. We help craft solutions for display technology.
So we first met a few months back at the Roadshow, and what really impressed me was this, because, Sharp as a manufacturer is diversifying their product portfolio. And the reason they're doing that is, generate additional sales and revenues, grow the customer base, so on and so forth, out of, our traditional market, which is print, right? And so I came in not knowing a lot about your world, with the exception of the interactive displays, for the office conference room. So after we leave, it was like everywhere I turned around, there was Sharp NEC products everywhere. So I was, it just opened my eyes up to the size of the market. And, print, for what it is kind of flat in terms of number of but displays and digital displays and signage,
it's a growing category.
It's exploding category, and it's projected year-over-year growth, for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, this year alone is 5.8%, right?
Yes.
So And it's ambiguous. The displays are ambiguous in our society. They're everywhere. You don't see them. And the next generation of kids expect them to be touch in a lot of cases because that's all they know. Their phones are touch. Everything's touch. Their Chromebooks are now touch. And that's probably the largest segment of growth is going to be that interactive towards digital display and digital environments.
Yeah, so now when you go through an airport, right, you're checking your departure sign, that's digital signage. You're seeing the
menu boards. Yeah, they're literally everywhere, right? If you look for them, you'll see them everywhere.
Yeah.
And the idea is technology should just be everywhere and part of that information delivery, but you shouldn't know it's in the room.
Right.
I don't think you can order a sandwich from McDonald's without
can't.
interfacing with the display board, can you?
Or through your app, and which is another digital display. Happens to be about 4 inches, but it's true. Everything has migrated towards digital delivery, just like the print world, right? You're now delivering print electronically, cloud services across multiple plants and/or venues, and that's ever evolving as well.
Yeah.
So the display side is very much present and growing.
So we're excited because it's an offering that our clients are already consuming.
Absolutely.
They're just not consuming it from us because they're not aware that it's an offering on our part.
Well, the beauty of it is your customer base knows you as a technology company, right? UTEC IT.
Yeah.
So it's right in the name, right? And you're already on their network. You're already in their technology suite. So it's a natural progression to grow that as another revenue stream for UTEC.
Yeah. So we're excited. Our customer base excited. Our main conference room is how big is that wall? That video wall?
Big.
It's big. It's 12 foot wide.
Yeah.
And it's 165 inch diagonal. It's big. And I'm excited. Christine shared with me that you guys have your big annual March Madness Customer Appreciation Day coming up, and I will certainly be in for that.
That's incredible.
So again, we have people in all the time. We take them on a tour. We play a little golf, right? We go through there. We show them the workout room and the racquetball court, and we show them the video wall. And everybody says, "How big is that?" I'm not even sure we know internally. He walks in for the meeting that day, goes, "Yeah, it's 12 by 12, 165 inches." Hey, you guys doing a pretty good job there.
Yeah, it looks great. And, I'd love to see some golf up there.
Yeah.
Or out at, Detroit Country Club. Or
Is he fishing for an invite? Is that what we're...
We'll take care of brother Nicky. Don't worry about that. But
we do have some common ground there in the golf side. I have been fortunate to play golf at a lot of great places over the years. And, I'm not a scratch golfer for sure. I'm, double-digit handicap. However, it's not in the 20s. But I do enjoy it. It is a fantastic game, and I think it's the only sport out there that actually levels the playing field to anybody that has never played because of the handicap system. It is a phenomenal
should we
sport.
tell Sheehan to start checking the expense reports?
Well, when you say scratch golfer, what Les thinks you mean?
Yeah.
He always hits the ball and scratches his head and wonders where it went. So he thinks that's a scratch golfer,
Yes.
But
I'm
Dangerous.
far from that.
yeah, but that's why we have Christine. She's there to beat all our clients.
Right,
and,
she's
a good
your
golfer.
6 in the building. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know if her husband would appreciate you calling her a 6. She likes to think she's something better than that.
Handicap.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm taking that back.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good.
She's a 4. Yeah. If I told her she was a 10 handicap, she would be upset.
Nice way to put that word in there.
Yeah.
Handicap.
Yeah.
But you're a 10 handicap.
That's correct.
Yeah, I got it. So where do you see things going for us and our distribution channel, the adoption of this technology?
I am a little bit detached from the print side of the business, so I have no idea. I think that's going to stay flat, right? And to grow, because more people will be coming back to the office, and that will necessitate needs. They'll go, wow, our technology is somewhat dated, and that holds true for the display industry. What I see more on the display industry expanding is more digital menu boards, more digital signage, more video walls. out there, larger video walls. So that is absolutely going to grow our market, whether it's in higher ed, healthcare. The video wall market is ever expanding, and LED is the new, latest, greatest technology for video walls.
Yeah. So, Nick, one of the parts of your presentation yesterday that I found interesting was you had talked about vertical markets and vertical industries. And one of the ones that you hit on was healthcare. And I started to think about, you know what? The last time I was in the doctor's office, there's displays everywhere. And then within the hospital itself are displays. And so I went to the website, did a little reading, and correct me if there are actually displays that can only be in healthcare.
There's specific standards towards what is primary diagnostic displays, and there's also displays that are specific towards being in patient rooms where patients can have contact with that electronic component, and they're called hospitality type displays. But that's the smaller part of the market. The healthcare market, hospitals in general, absolutely have to use display technology in every facet of their business, whether it's training, whether it's in the operating room for cameras and all the rest and surgical support, in the patient room, in patient review, in the lobby, in the waiting room, in just literally everywhere there is technology, display technology. So it's one of our largest vertical markets because they have desktop needs for all the Epic systems. They have display needs in all their meeting rooms and in all their patient rooms.
Yeah, so the part that intrigued me was the discussion on, X-ray machines aren't plates of, silver anymore. They're not done that way. It's all digital.
Right.
And if your display doesn't meet the proper requirements, you could have a misdiagnosis.
Yeah, those are very specialized on the primary diagnostic side of the business, but it absolutely is all digital displays, whether it's a cath lab or an MRI machine or just an X-ray, digital X-ray that they're pulling out of the PAC system and reviewing it in a patient room. Those are not where they diagnose, but they do patient review, and they do have to be color accurate, and they have to be the proper contrast ratio in order to read them properly and talk to your customer about it.
Yeah, and then the one final thing on that intrigued me about it was the discussion about in the operating room, because they're subject to...
They need to be splash resistant.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's they also need to be able to be cleaned daily or multiple times a day. And that's been in our industry for a long time. So you put a glass front that's non-reactive to any chemicals, and they can clean it multiple times a day and then sterilize it in the evening. And that's where the commercial display market really comes in, right? I get this call. I've 40 years in the commercial display market, and it's always been commercial. One, as opposed to the consumer market, you only have one customer. You don't have a wife and a husband, but or the husband wants to change things halfway through. The commercial market's designed to run for the cycle all day long or continuous. Consumer market's like a 4-hour day product, and that's never good. When you put a consumer product in a commercial environment, you lose the warranty, and of course it's destined to fail. And if you try to go get that same monitor 4 months later, they've already changed the model number, right? So now does the mount fit? Does the connectivity still on the same side? Does it even have control? So it is designed around a certain feature set, and that's what I love about the commercial market. It's always towards the customer's needs.
Yeah. I think that's what we hear all the time from our customers, right? Small, medium-sized business, in most cases, they see it someplace for wayfinding, or they see it at hospitality, and they want that marketing capability. They want to deliver the messaging. They want that opportunity, and they've had a touch screen from us, an interactive board in their conference room maybe, but they want to have messaging around the office. It's hard for them to understand that it's more than just taking a TV from Best Buy and throwing it up on the wall, right?
Yeah, the big issue with that is control, right? You want to have your monitors be able to be self-controlled or designed to run continuously. And virtually no consumer electronics has that. They don't have on-off timers. They have off timers, but they don't have on-off timers to be self-automated. And there's many, many other features. There's a lot of features towards that. But yeah, the digital signage market in those small, medium-sized businesses to project their messaging out there, either internally or external to customers, is a huge growing market in the segment. It's made it easier. The advent of HTML5 messaging just makes the content management software easier to manage that content and deploy those assets out in your offices. So no longer do you need big i7 processors to computers to run all of that, which is how digital signage had been a decade ago, right? So it was very expensive and it was harder to deploy multiple locations. And now it's very easy and to some extent much more affordable.
Yeah. So some of the things that we see like in our client base today is they'll have a conference room and there'll be a TV set that they bought, online or whatever. And then the rest looks like Frankenstein. There's cables shooting out and USBs this way and, trying to connect into the, the speaker and what have you. And
well, there's websites dedicated to it out there in the marketplace, with spidered out racks and monitor wiring. It's a true shame because the technology can enhance their business so much, and it needs to be easy to use.
Right.
And that's where the commercial market really
differentiates.
My competitors as well, all the commercial displays have fantastic features designed specific for that application. And it's the difference between having a satisfied customer with technology and a customer that doesn't utilize what they just spent a bunch of money on.
Right. I mean, invariably, the follow-up with is the story of, here, take this cable, try to connect in, and then you run through a lot of gymnastics. And
yeah, it's not the smoke and mirrors industry that it used to be, but it's still not exactly plug and play. So it does take technology advisors like yourselves to put a full solution together, again, for ease of use and, throughput. They want to be happy when they use it and utilize those assets.
That's awesome. BestBuy.com isn't always the best way to go.
No, not even for the break room.
We'll have to remember that.
Well,
you can use that.
Yeah.
Well, again, it's something that we've got to do a better job of making sure we consult with people and counseling them on it, because it's a natural reflex, right, for a small business to go do something like that, because they think they're doing the right thing so often, and it's usually costs them more in the long run to do it that way.
Healthcare market, the education market, higher ed. I've seen it come and go, and you can go to any of the schools around here, and they'll tell you, yeah, we used to do all of our own stuff and this and that. We used to just buy whatever. And they've always come full circle. They've come back. They've always realized the errors of their ways and said, this just isn't right for our messaging, for our brand, for the bandwidth and resources that we have. We need better reliability, better performance out of our technology, and that usually comes back to a commercial display with a professional IT integrator.
Yeah. So the other part I do find interesting is in the business or the marketplace, the people that have the smart TVs, and so they put a smart TV up, and they open it up to anybody.
Well, if you were listening yesterday, there are no smart TVs, right?
Well, on the commercial side, there's very few, right? We prefer not to use, built-in apps,
right?
Like a Roku or something. And a lot of that has to do with upgrade path, and obviously security and some other flexibility. You want to have most of those apps and signal delivery external from inherent built into the display, because the display really can't be upgraded on that, right? You can't update security on a Roku or type of TV.
Yeah, but that's invariably what you get now. Very few TVs they sell today do not have apps.
Oh yeah.
In the
yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
the consumer
That's
world.
just one of many reasons
Yeah.
not to
Yeah.
to put that into your commercial environment.
Yeah. So what else do you see coming down the pike for Sharp?
Well, we have a lot of new products. I mean, we've just introduced our brand new commercial TV line, 43 through 86 inch. Super excited about that. A whole new line of interactive whiteboards that are out on the market and coming out on the market before the end of our fiscal in March. That will enhance the next generation of what is interactive whiteboarding in many, many vertical markets. So that's going to be exciting for us. We're so diverse with desktops, projectors, LED, large format, interactive whiteboarding, computing solutions. We're always innovating and bringing new products to market. And, again, that's why I've been doing it for so long. There's never ending change. You can, work with a major Fortune 5 customer in the morning and then work with a higher ed in the afternoon and work with every SMB throughout the day, and it's all crafting solutions to display their digital information, make their job easier, lower the risk, all the normal things that technology do for individuals.
Isn't it funny how we got LED, we got 4K, you got 8K, you're going to have 36K here. You go with Windows 99 before too long, you know what I mean? Or
Hey, LED is fantastic. Technology that is super, super exciting because no bezel, unlimited screen size if you have the budget, and it looks phenomenal.
It does.
Yeah.
So and those panels are 2x2 roughly.
Most of the modules on the market are about 2 foot wide. Yes.
Yeah. So they're I've seen them disassembled, and when they're disassembled, it's like, how the hell does that work? And then when you see it assembled,
it's all seamless and
it's
flush,
seamless,
and it's
flush.
just one big giant image and all trimmed out. Yeah, and it's it usually goes in multiples of 2, and they're about 13 inches high, so they are a 16:9 aspect ratio module.
Yeah.
And you just build those up to the size and the needs of the environment and the room that you're putting it in.
You almost have to see it to really see it in its unassembled form, and then see it in its assembled form, and it's just shocking.
you may know the show, but I believe it's American Built that did a thing on SoFi Stadium. And their ring around, that's all LED, and it was custom built, and it was built in Utah, and it took like 37 semis to bring the.
Yep.
It's amazing how they put that together. You know what I'm talking? Have you seen that documentary?
I have seen parts of it, yeah. And they're literally everywhere in every arena. We just redid all of Levi's Stadium for the San Francisco 49ers. Mm-hmm. And, it has a number of our LED video walls out there. And that's certainly one market, the arena and hospitality industry, that uses that technology a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. We were in a stadium, a football stadium, and we couldn't believe how many Sharp displays that were in it. It was, I can't remember if it was 1,200 or 2,000 or.
I'm trying to remember the first.
Crazy.
What wasn't it out there in New York?
Yeah.
And you went there twice, right, for the Giants
Yeah.
Jets?
Yeah, Metropolitan Stadium in New Jersey, yeah.
Well, I think they're calling it Ford Field too, aren't they? Didn't the Lions whip those guys out there twice?
Yeah, we owned them.
Owned them.
Well, the first, it was 20 plus years ago. I did the Palace at Auburn Hills, something like 17 years ago, something like that. And we put 800 displays at the time into that facility.
Wow.
And that's, a long time ago. It's an idle stadium now, as you know, here.
Well, I was going to say, little pro tip, don't tell the big suits there back at Sharp you're going cold calling and going to upgrade to the Palace because it's not there.
Yeah.
That's where I was all day, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going down to Joe Louis Stadium right after that, or arena. I apologize. Right after that meeting.
Yeah. Nick's pretty up to date on the local news here.
Uh-huh.
I am Mr. Local.
Yeah, I got it.
He looks local.
Yeah.
So, all right. We tease you here. We're giving you a hard time, Nick. But truly, I think anybody listening to you, they can hear, what you're talking about here, right? And that's really refreshing to have somebody that takes it as seriously as you do, what you do, and professionalism. And I want to thank you because it was a great great hour we spent with our team the
Oh,
other
yeah.
day, making us better and educating us.
Well, I appreciate it. It's the passion that I have for imparting that wisdom, making other sales reps appreciate the technology and seek that solution for their customer, right? And that's what it's all about.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, I heard the guys in the bullpen. They're already out talking to customers, getting them excited and getting meetings.
They are.
Since this is an early one, we usually we close out our show with what kind of scotch you like. But knowing that you're a big golfer and you've already insulted one of our favorite golfers here at UTEC, we're going to ask you, what's your favorite golf course? We'll close with that. One round to play, and who's your foursome?
Wow, you had to take a drink to figure that one out. He's-
So one round to play, I am going to pick Pinehurst number 2.
Okay.
That's only because you can have the best breakfast in the world at the Carolina Inn before you go out. And what foursome?
Who else do you invite to play with you?
I'm going to bring my daughter, who's 30, just started playing the game and is already shooting in the 90s, low 90s, like 1 year, right? I'm going to have Sir Nick Faldo, and I'm going to have Tiger Woods.
Okay.
Wow.
I've walked Tiger Woods. NEC used to have the NEC Invitational, and it was always at Firestone Country Club. It was always at the end of the season, top 40 money winners. It was a world golf event. And I would be there every time, because all week, 10 days, because technically we would help set up with CBS and do some of the other things in the clubhouse and public events that we were doing, when you also get opportunities to be inside the ropes and walk with guys. Yeah. And I walked, two rounds with Tiger inside the ropes. And the guy makes up shots that no human can make. So he's definitely in my foursome, and I got to bring my best golfer in the family out.
Yeah.
My daughter.
Yeah. That's cool. That sounds like a great round.
For a second, I thought he was going, we're walking in the lines, and he asked me some questions for his new home theater or something. That
would be Nick Price.
Oh, okay.
He's a little more cavalier on the course.
All right. Wow.
Back in the day, I've dated myself.
So we actually had our technology at the PGA event here.
Yeah, Rocket Mortgage Classic.
Yeah. You want to talk about that a little bit? Because I thought that was pretty interesting to see.
Well, we're going to, obviously we got a great relationship, great partnership with Tom and the gang down there at Rocket Mortgage Classic. But, we had some we had this technology, the Aquasport interactive boards in there for their and the trailer for their showroom.
So, that's great. That's great. Yeah, that's a great event. It's fantastic for the community, and I watch it every year. Yeah,
they wouldn't let us put the LED sign out on the cabana,
right? Yeah.
But we'll work on that.
Yeah, Nick, what are you doing this summer? Maybe you can hold it.
Perhaps.
Yeah, it was great. They approached us and they said, they had a couple of issues they wanted to solve, and they saw the technology, how we were using it here, and it was real quick.
Yeah, it's everywhere in every environment in everybody's day-to-day lives, and it's only going to grow. So.
Yeah, good.
Well, thanks for coming in. Thanks for your time.
Oh, I thank you. I thank you. So no scotch over here at all. It is early. I'm more of a bourbon guy, to be honest. But
what's your favorite bourbon?
I'm a big Buffalo Trace fan, just because it has a really smooth finish and a lot of clean notes, and it's easy to drink neat or on the rocks.
Wow.
And it's also under $30 in Illinois, so it's got that going for it too.
Well, thanks again. I appreciate your professionalism. Appreciate all you do to help us out and make us successful, and look forward to continue to work with you.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Nick.